Hello, this is Elaine Fernandez, and I will be your instructor for HDFS 2317 this semester. I just wanted to quickly go over the syllabus to let you guys know what to expect, and that way if you have any questions, you can just let me know. So my email, if you email me, is ecfernan@central.uh.edu, although I do prefer Blackboard messages if you're going to send me anything, or it's just an easy way for me to know which class are you in, but it's fine to email me as long as you let me know which class you're in. I do have office hours on campus Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 to 1 p.m. in Farish Hall, room 417, but I will be on campus every single day, and I am very flexible, so unless I'm actually in a class or in a meeting, I am totally happy to meet with you if you want to come to campus, or we can just chat via email. For this course, you will need the 10th edition of A Topical Approach to Lifespan Development, and specifically you'll need the access code for this. So if you have an access code, you'll have access to an online version of the textbook, but some people like to have a paper textbook. I'm one of those people. But the most important thing is having the access code. To get an access code, that will come with any new textbook that you purchase. Just make sure that it's new and that it's the correct edition so that it will actually work for this course. So if it's a code that someone else has already used, then that's not going, you can't reuse codes. So if you get it from the bookstore, that should be fine. Another option is you can just purchase the access code by itself online through Blackboard. And the way that you do that is when you sign into Blackboard, you can go to the course, and then you'll find one of the Connect assignments. Connect is just the tool that we're using, and so it might be a concept clip, or more specifically, it'll be the chapter activities. So if you click on a chapter activity, it's going to say, oh, you need to register with Connect. If you've already registered with Connect, you can log in. If not, then you register. Once you've done that, then it'll give you the option to enter a code, so the access code. If you already have that because you purchased a new textbook, then that's when you would enter that code. If not, then you have the option to purchase a code, and they also have a brief free trial. So if your funds are low, which I understand, no worries. You can still get started on all your assignments and everything with the free trial. So if you don't have a code, you can just purchase a code right there, and then you click Go to Connect, and that's where you'll find your assignments. In terms of grades and grading, let me bounce down here. So there will be four major categories of points for this class. So one will be exams. You'll have just a first exam and a second exam. So those cover the material that we covered during the first half and the latter half of the semester. They're not worth too many points overall, just because I know that test taking can be an anxious situation for some people. Most of your points will be coming from the chapter activities, the weekly discussions, and the assignments. And basically every week that will be what you have, is you read the textbook, you complete the chapter activity, you post on the discussion board, and you complete the assignment. And it's just going to be that every week, nice and simple. In terms of what your grade is at any given time, it's on a point system, so you can just see how many points you have accumulated so far and how far you have to go before you have the points that you want for the grade that you want, and that way you can kind of compare that with how many points are possible leading up to where the end of the semester is. So the exams, since we're an online class, the exams will be taken at CASA. So you do this in person at CASA. You will need to create an account at CASA if you haven't already. So go ahead and go to their website. You can get all the information you need there. I will also be posting instructions on the course website with more detailed information of what you need, where you need to go, what you need to do in order to get that to happen. So you'll just visit CASA, register, and they have all this fingerprint and Cougar ID stuff, and here's your photo and whatnot. But if you've done it once, then you're done. So it's only one time that you have to do all that. If you've already done all this before, you are registered with CASA and you are good to go. You do have to have a reservation to take an exam at CASA, so you can't just walk in or stand by or something. They have slots. There's a certain number of students in this class, and I have reserved a number of slots over the course of several days, and you will sign up for a particular slot. If a slot is taken, then you'll need to choose a different slot. They are first come, first served, so when that becomes available, don't wait until the last minute, to say, oh, well, I need to take it today. I'll go sign up for a slot today. There might not be any slots left over, so just make sure that you do that ahead of time. Make sure that you take your CougarNet ID card with you, and yeah, so they've just got places to put your belongings and whatnot. If you arrive more than 15 minutes late, your reservation is gone. They do not hold it more than 15 minutes, so please be on time. Make sure that you can get to where you need to be in the time that you need to be there. If you have any technical problems, there'll be an incident report, so don't panic if you're taking the test and some horrible technological catastrophe befalls you. Don't be like, oh no, I have a 0 on this test now, it lost my data, or whatever. I don't know. I don't trust technology. But if something like that happens, don't despair. We'll figure something out. If you are not on campus, you're like, you can't come to campus, it's just not going to happen. We do have proctoring services. So UH offers off-campus proctoring services for all online students. And so for there, you would just go to their proctoring services page and request services. If you are in a situation where you're like, no, I am way off. There's off-campus and there's off-campus. I am in Antarctica right now. Even proctoring services is not going to work. Contact me. We will work something out. Okay, so the main activities that you do each week for your grade. So there's the discussions. Each week there'll be a discussion question posted on Blackboard. Just respond to that. I'm looking for roughly 5 to 7 sentences. I'm not actually counting how many sentences you have. I just mean, don't answer with like just one sentence, and don't write a 15-page paper. Just, a paragraph, something like that. You should include at least one direct reference to the textbook to support your ideas or opinions. It doesn't have to be like a direct quote, but you need to say, back up what you're saying. And you will also need to create a substantive reply to at least one other person's discussion post. And by that, I mean just something more meaningful than just, I agree, or yeah, that's interesting. So, just something more than that. So things like giving extra examples or counter examples, like, oh, well, you've had this experience, but my experience was the opposite, or something like that. Or ask them a question, or a new, like, oh, but have you considered this? Those are all considered substantive contributions. So length is 5 points. So again, just, if you've actually answered the question in a meaningful way, you're going to get those points. You've backed up what you're saying with some textbook support information, and you've created a substantive reply to another person's post. That is 3 points right there. There are 12 short answer assignments. Those will be worth 20 points each. Each one is a little bit different. They will be posted as Word documents, and you can either save them as a Word doc or as a PDF and upload those to the submission links that I'll provide on Blackboard. Please make sure that it's either a Word document or a PDF file. I can't open Pages files. If that happens, I have to enter a grade in order to provide you with feedback. So I will enter a 0, mostly to catch your attention. I'll enter a 0 and make a little note that, hey, this is a Pages file or something where I can't open it. So that's just a signal to you. Just save it as either a Word or PDF. Then you can resubmit it. It'll be no problem. But you do need to still get it in by the deadline, so just be extra careful with that. And then the chapter activities. So for each chapter, there's a series of videos that you watch, and then there are some comprehension questions, and that's really all that is. I have provided some a list, kind of a schedule of due dates for you, just to kind of keep things a little bit organized. This first week we are just dedicating to going through the syllabus, a little bit orientation to the course. I would like you to go to the Blackboard discussion board and just say hello, like literally hello. And in terms of assignments, it's not really an assignment. This is not graded, but your to-do list for this week is to say hello on the discussion board and to register and get an access code for the textbook. So that's your to-do list for this week. Everything is kind of rough and tumble the first week, but by the end of this week, I want to have everyone oriented, and then we will go into the semester full throttle. Just every week we'll have the activity, a Blackboard discussion, and an assignment, and just make sure you keep up with the reading. I will post a study guide for each exam, so be on the lookout for those. And yeah, again, if you have any questions, just let me know. You can also ask in the discussion board. I'll be reading those. Just some brief class policies with regard to late work, because that varies from professor to professor. I do accept late work for half credit, but no late work will be accepted after the official closing day of the semester. I have to have grades in, and I just can't grade beyond there. Turn in late work the same way as on-time assignments. Oh, don't worry about the via either the folder. That I need to delete that. That has to do with an in-person class. Catching errors. I'm not going to remake this video. So, but just the same way you turn in regular assignments, you turn in, if it's late, same place. Incompletes. If something catastrophic happens during the semester and you need to take an incomplete, talk to me as soon as possible. We'll make sure that that everything that needs to happen happens. Accommodations. I am thrilled to accommodate any needs that you might have. Please go to the Center for Students with Disabilities if you think that you qualify for one or more accommodations, because I cannot provide accommodations without written recommendations from the CSD. So just get that as soon as possible, and you can give me a heads up ahead of time if you have any preferences that I might need to know about. I'll try to make sure, for example, that all the videos have closed captions, but if I slip up and one doesn't, please let me know, that sort of thing. Academic honesty, don't cheat. And then technology requirements for this course. Just make sure that you have a computer, that you have a stable internet connection. You may or may not need headphones. It just, but there are a lot of videos that I would like you to be able to hear. So just if something isn't working, you might try a different browser. But there are a lot of help desks and things like that we can figure out. But it's an online course, so make sure that you have access to online technologies.